Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Railfan Man here. This is layout update number 34. I know it's been a while. I looked at my videos and noticed the last time I did one was for October and November. So this will be layout update number 34. December, January, and partial February. So I am laid off now. 'Tis the season to be laid off. I have probably about, I want to say another month and a half before I start spring cleanups. That's if all the snow is gone. So stay tuned for that. I usually start about April 1st anyways. I did the same thing with my other employer that I used to work for. It was basically the first week of April, April 1st, April 2nd, whatever, But anyways, I have some time in between snowstorms and family stuff and life stuff to work on the layout, which I'm grateful for. I've been able to do quite a bit. But then there's days where I'm kind of burnt out and I just want to just chill out and relax. So, my last update, I believe I did talk about this guy. So, this is an abandoned tower at East Airfield Yard. And I basically just painted it red for now, just to give it some sort of, I don't want to say normal color, but just to kind of tone it down a little bit, I think. You guys know I put the piece of some plastic, some plastic, I made a plastic wall just to fill in that spot, because for some reason I was missing that piece, and I don't remember not having that piece. I don't know if it got misplaced somewhere. Maybe it's in another kit somewhere. But anyways, I just replaced it. You're not really going to see too much of that. And my plan is to put some windows, just kind of get some sort of windows up, because everything's going to be kind of boarded up and stuff. Rumors going around that they're possibly going to be tearing that down at EDY. I'm just going to keep it up because I think it adds to the scenery and some aesthetics. So that be that. So right now it looks better than it did, Positioning it's just going to sit there for right now in correlation with McClenwood Farm Road, which you can see I've done some work there. This is just a temporary bridge until I figure out, this is just basically poster board. You can see I just kind of did some stuff, glued a couple pieces together to get a general idea of what I wanted to do. And Rail Lady 2020 and I, we rail fan from this bridge. So it's prototypically facing the right direction, I want to say. The only thing that's different is the yard goes to the right and not the left. However, I got my modeler's license, so that's how that goes. And I wanted to kind of represent the road, the bridge we rail fan, and of course the tower have some prototypical value to it. And I decided that I was going to take some of that spray foam, you can see right here, and I put the spray foam up, carved it out, and I did a little experiment. I took some pictures, but I took some after I shaped it the way I wanted. I took some Mod Podge right here. I took some paper towels, and sorry if I'm moving you around like that. Spray a bottle of water. And at first, I took the first piece of paper towel and I basically kind of drenched it in some Mod Podge. Sorry if I move you around that quick. And it just kind of got it all gooey and, whatever, and slapped it on here. Of course, I had rubber gloves on. And it, it's not bad. It's not horrible. You can see some of the paper towel right there. Kind of like my home version of paper mache or whatever kind of cloth they professionally sell. But the next piece, what I did is I sprayed it with water, and I didn't like soak it, but I just got it damp enough to shape it, to be able to shape it. And then I took a paintbrush, something like this, and obviously I took this glue right here, and I just kind of brushed it on, tapped it, brushed it, got it nice and saturated for the most part with the Mod Podge. And, so far so good. This is the result. Don't mind the sanding block. This is the result right here. So I did that all the way down to here. And basically, once I had, this was all set too. I had the hill, the decline coming down. Because realistically, it kind of, if I zoomed out, it kind of goes down, obviously, to level with the yard. But again, space restrictions, modeler's license here. So I got a piece of it right here. I still need to sand this again, see where I'm at. And then, let's see. What I'm going to do is once I'm happy with this, I'll put some paint on it. Just some pavement paint right now just to get some color on it. This is going to be, I'm going to use some of that earth color, or I'm sorry, that fine earth turf. And I'm going to just kind of coat that with this, give it a thin coat. I'm going to have probably a few, bushes, shrubs, or whatever growing on here, some static grass on that side. And the whole point of this too, by the way, is it's going to be a scenic divider between the yard and WTE recycling, which you could see I've done a lot of scenery work here in this area the past 2-3 weeks, including painting the track and ballasting. So my whole idea is just to kind of separate, the yard and WTE. It is, I believe, half a mile or 3/4 of a mile. Fellow YouTuber, the Guilford Railman, the Guilford Railman on YouTube. His name's Josh, and we've been actually emailing each other back and forth concerning operations or future operations. So that'll be for another time. And this video, I'm not going to do a layout overview at this moment in time. I'm hoping to get one out soon, at least before I go back to work. Because, I might even actually get it in tomorrow. Today's Thursday the 12th. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. So you guys will be watching this Sunday the 15th. Sorry. I'll be at church probably when you're watching this. But anyways, ground cover. And I'm going to have some super trees that... Stand by for 1 second. Oh no, that's good. Get off of there. Oh, come on. There you go. I had a super tree caught with another super tree. So I sprayed these. These are pretty much the bigger ones out of what is left over from that. What was it? The super tree kit I got, the starter kit. And then I have. Let's see. I know I showed them to you before on an unrelated video, but I also have a couple of these guys right here. So I do need to get some more super trees, but my goal is to put these on this hill right here. Fall colors, of course. Hopefully I'll get some fall colors. Oh, wait a minute. No, I did get some fall colors. I'm sorry. I had a senior moment there for a minute. So that's right. I picked up these flakes from a train show. Got the red and yellow. So, anyways, I'm gonna get those buttoned up after, you know, I get some ground cover and whatnot, and probably might do some, like, just put some caulking in here. Just a little bit of caulking to kind of, you know, get rid of that gap so I don't waste too much scenery, and then I'll paint it, and obviously have probably some low ground stuff, you know. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. So yeah, you've seen this. This is WTE. And again, my goal is to keep, you know, this area basically separate. You know, it's such a small area that it's just like, all right, what do I do? How do I do this? And I'm just trying to, the only thing I can really think of is just like little hills with some trees up there, you know, kind of like block the view. Because here's another, I don't want to say it's a problem, but it's going to be a tight squeeze when I'm videoing just the WTE operations. Because you got Central Gas right here, which is in Gardner, Mass, and that's totally the opposite direction. So my solution was some more foam. I put this retaining wall up that I had stored away for a while. I used it previously on one of my other layout builds. And again, ground cover. Not sure if I'm going to fill these in. I might. We'll see. I mean, I probably should, honestly. I probably should just put some, like, some caulking in there. Let that dry, and then maybe just freaking put a skim coat of compound. Or I could just, I can probably just do the paper towel trick again and do that. I think I'll do that. I'll probably just do the paper towel trick just so it has something somewhat smooth. Because, you know, you figure I'm going to be putting ground cover on it. You're not really going to see all this anyways. So that'd be that. So that's going to be my divider for WTE recycling area and obviously Central Gas in Gardner, Mass. You pretty much won't see me coming out from the switches, I don't think, unless I have some trees right here maybe. I might actually come down to here at least. So we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned for that. This big behemoth of a foam, actually I'll put him up here in a second level. So this is going to be my, once I carve it up a little bit and shape it and do my paper towel mache thing, that is going to set right there where it was. Obviously, you know, the main line here is you know, I can't run it with like that. I mean, I gotta trim it away from the main line. It's definitely blocking the second level lead or southbound Connecticut River subdivision track here, which you can see there. So I'm going to do some carving and, you know, trim it down to size, and it'll kind of match that guy right there in the back. I have probably add a little more. The good thing about the spray foam too, though, as I get like little deals like this, I can utilize like this piece right here. I mean, shape it up a little bit more. You got yourself a nice little hill there. Even this guy, so, you know, I got some scrap up here. Got some extra. I just sprayed the hell out of this, put it on wax paper. I'm not worried about that because, you know, you're not going to see the bottom anyways. What else? So yeah, it's just basically really, you know, just kind of like making that southbound line, second level lead, kind of disappear. Because you're not really going to see that, and it goes behind the backdrop here, which I need to adjust some. I have that on Velcro. I have a 1x2 on this side, 1x2 on that side. However, I need to trim them back a little bit because it's affecting Centennial Mills. So I'll get to that. Yeah, right here, Central Gas in Gardner, Mass. I'm going to put a little more ground cover right here back, and then I'm going to have the chain link fence. Pretty much have a piece right here, I have a piece right here. I'll obviously have gates, you know, gates I can open and close. My temporary derailleur right there. So once I get some derailleurs, I'll slap one right there. So all my gates, fence will come out to about right here, and then just 90 degrees straight back, and then 90 degrees straight back this way to essentially this corner right here. I might kitty corner this. I don't know, you can't even see my hand. I might kitty corner that. So stay tuned for that. Work in progress. I do have the Walthers chain link fence for that, so I'm just generally trying to get the basic scenery down to make it look like something. You can see I definitely ballasted all this. I did ballast all the way down to here. I had to put some feeder wires in here. I had to put some feeder wires in here, as you can see. This right here is not set in stone. This might move back this way, and it all depends on this right here. I am going to get another bridge like this because I'm going to have two. It's going to represent Route 2 that travels from east to west. And it's actually debating on, I was going to have it right here, have the two sections right here, side by side, you know. One side was going to be one way, the other side was going to be the other way. Very busy road. However, I'm going to be getting a 4-head signal bridge to protect this crossover, this double crossover right here. So I'm going to have, try not to move it around too fast. I'm going to have one right here to govern this way, this direction. And I'm going to have another one basically where this guy is, because he's coming out. And I've talked about this in other videos. I don't like the way the ladder is. Cuddles, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know, you're in heat. I'm filming. Yeah, come here. You want to say hi? Say hello. Say hello, huh? Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's been used to coming on my layout since she was a little kitten. I spoiled her. Of course, you'd probably still come on the layout anyways, wouldn't you? Alright, you do need to move, though. Come on. Come here. Oh. There you go. Alright, she's okay, folks. Okay, so, where was I? Oh, yeah. 4 signal... Take my hand out of there. Maybe I should get my poker. 4 signal head bridge right here where this guy is. I'm going to utilize this guy in the second level. Okay, so hopefully it won't be interrupted anymore. But anyways, that's going to be removed. Go to the second level. I did mention about swapping these out with the new switches I got. So basically I'm just going to drop the Smale switch machines I have for now. You know, get these taken out, straighten up the area a little bit, put the new ones in, get them all set, make sure they, you know, they're in place, so on and so forth. And then I'll probably just put the Smales back in where, you know, back in for these switches. I might have to adjust the whole sum on each of these, which is fine. I can handle that. And I do have some more Smale switch machines coming. I have 2 more I ordered that are going to be used for these 2 switches and this crossover. This bridge, like I said, I want to get another one, build it. However, if I do that, I'm thinking I'm going to have them go right here. So, and depending on where these supports go, which if I come out, you know, like to the end, I could have the abutment right here. I can have like, when I go to do the fascia, I can just kind of bring it up some, you know, bring it up high enough. And that'll basically be the abutment for the Route 2 bridge. I'm really strongly leaning to moving him over here. Reason being is I'm going to have that 4 signal head bridge right here. And if I planned on putting one over here, like technically I probably could put it right here, the second one right here, and still have room for the signal bridge. So again, stay tuned for that. That's nothing set in stone yet, other than, yes, I want to get another bridge, build it, so on and so forth. Stand by for 1 second. All right, a couple more things real quick, and then I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't want it too long. So these sensors were the railroad crossing signal sensors. I did move them closer to mainline siding, and then the other set of sensors is right here, mainline siding. So, you know, cross it, it's activated. Okay, I did turn it on. So it does work. As you can see, I just put my hand through the sensor right here, so they work. And I know those work. These sensors right here will be moving because they go with the double heads. So like I said, that's coming out. So another cool thing I got here going on, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm not a hot ticket or whatever, but I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with myself as far as thinking about this, and I'm kind of surprised I didn't think about it before. So when it comes to running like the op session, like I did on the Gardner turn, okay, like with this industry track, or even these, really, it doesn't really matter. You know, I get the team track here. This is big in cement over here. And then, of course, I got Centennial Mills, which really is not affected by, well, actually it is, because they all kind of cross at some point. But really, my idea, what I did really is good for these two industry tracks, or these two industries that are across the road. I put in, I know, let's just tell us, right, Jay? Okay, so I put in this toggle switch right here. I don't know if you can see it right here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There you go. Little mini toggle switch. It's going to go on the fascia when I get the fascia out here. But, ta-da, turns it on, turns it off. So, with that being said, you know, I could have my, like you saw in the ops, if whoever watched the ops, I could stop my train, right? Say if I'm picking up cars over here at Armstrong Electric, which I'm thinking about changing the name to, by the way. Stop the train here, conductor gets off, blah, 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 does his thing, protects the crossing, right? I hit the switch, boom, there you go. Couple toots, do what we got to do, get out of there, shut them off. So, anyways, that'd be that. Questions, comments, constructive criticism, always welcome. Okay, I haven't really done anything much on the second level other than swap out the code 83 track for the code 70. That's right here now on these industrial spurs. So like I said, everything else is code 83. And moving forward, with that being said, in the future, this is only a temporary layout. This is the South Deerfield area. I plan on having, like, all my main lines are going to be code 100. Sidings will be code 83. And industrial spurs will be code 70. That's how I would like to do it in the near future. So I just wanted to throw that in because I did mention that I was going to be doing that. And the transition for the joints was very, very smooth. I do have code 83 switches, and I'll show you right here. I'll just roll these cars. Well, looks like the cap might have been real hard. Nice and smooth. Let's see. So, very happy with that. This would be the Harris rebar spur. There's a good old Amtrak, the Vermonter. Okay, well, that's about it. I will hopefully, a goal I have will be to try and do a little more updates rather than kind of compile all, like all these updates like, December, January, February, whatever. Like if I do something big or, even something small, it would be a smaller update. So I guess what I'm trying to say is my goal is to try and get more updates out. So anyways, thank you all for stopping by and checking out the channel. Questions, comments, constructive criticism, whatever, drop a comment. Hit that like button if you could. If you want, share the video if you think somebody could benefit from it. That'd be cool, because we're all in this together, right? So, I've learned everything that I've done on this layout or previous layouts, I've learned from you guys and gals on YouTube. So, get down, Cuddles. Come on. Stop being a pain in the butt. Get over here. She's being a pain in the butt today, I'll tell you. Love her, but you know what? Got too much going on in the layout now. So, anyways, thanks again. Got a train going on Horseshoe Curve right now. I'm kind of just checking that out in the background. So, yeah, everybody take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Have a great work week. Happy modeling. Railfan Man signing out. Let's get these guys going. There we go. Wig wag. Wig wag. Take care, everybody.